Generic greetings and welcome to Kingdom 2 Crowns. Today's beverage is a nice and refreshing lemon and lime cordial juice drink, very tasty. So Kingdom 2 Crowns is a sequel to Kingdom New Lands, which in itself is a sort of update to the original Kingdom, now renamed Kingdom Classic, and I'm going to stop talking there because it's just going to get even more confusing. Essentially, this is the latest in the side-scrolling strategy game where you have to create a kingdom. You will have a certain amount of coins, and you will use them coins to recruit villagers and then give them jobs and expand your village and eventually empire. And all the while, you'll have to defend against these horrible creatures called Greed, who want to take all of your stuff, including your crown. It's a game that I have played quite a lot of in the past. New Lands was the first one I really got into. I did play the original when it was out, but it was hit and miss. It was okay, but there was just a couple of things that wasn't there. Then New Lands came out, which is, like I say, an update to it, and really sort of hit home and did a lot of really good stuff. And we have actually done a series on that in the past. And then this one, which is the latest one as of the time recording, which is pretty much the best. It just takes what worked in the previous one and runs with it and makes it even better, and it adds in a couple of extras. So for a start, you can play this co-op, which is not something we're really concerned about in this series because it's just going to be myself playing it. However, I have played it a lot co-op with friends in the past, and also you now have the option to finally complete the game in the form of destroying all of the enemies and basically making it a nice passive empire. So that's what hopefully we'll get out of the series. Not going to promise that we get there. We might even get destroyed before then. It might be too long. There might be not enough interest, but we'll see how we get. I'd like to get to, say, the final island and get a lot of the unlocks, but this is just a chill series. That's all it's going to be about. You know, the game is quite a relaxing thing anyway. It's got just enough depth to keep me interested, but also it's not a game that I really, truly stress over it. Unless, of course, you know, all of the walls get absolutely destroyed and battered down, which can actually happen either way. We're going to press start and load into the game. Now, I don't know, obviously, whether or not you have played the game. I have, in the past, done a series on New Lands, which is similar in oh so many ways, but different in a couple of key areas. Firstly, you do still have a seasons, so spring, summer, autumn, winter, but instead of just ending it endless winter, which is what the previous game did, this one goes back to summer, which is something I always thought was a bit of an interesting decision. Stupid decision on the previous game. I don't know why that was a thing. But yeah, it's as I said, just improved in oh so many ways. It just ran with all the things that seemed to work. Either way, I'm going to do the tutorial because I'm not too sure whether you're familiar with the game. That says Kingdom, our crowns have just shattered, and now the sign is breaking. So we'll follow on with the tutorial, and you can see roughly what you have to do. I don't profess at all to be in any way, shape or form an expert or even knowledgeable about the game. It's just something I do really very much enjoy. And the problem is that because there's a couple of subtle changes, there might be bits that I will be getting wrong. And by all means, correct me if you need to in the comments there. Either way, we're going to stand next to the fire, and then we will light said fire, and that will bring increase our options, so we can now build some workers and also some archers. I will recruit these different. It says, well, I don't know what they're called, but I always say to call them peasants. But there you are. We're going to get a bow, and that makes an archer, and then we'll go over to here, and we'll buy a hammer, which gives us. We'll call it a worker. I don't know if that is the case, but we're going to then order them to build a wall. And you can see there is pretty much no UI at all. The only thing we have is on the top right-hand side. I can't actually show you there. I'm actually just going to check options. Yes, sound is on. The music is on. So yeah, we need to follow this guy here. He's actually pointing us over to the right-hand side, which is going to tell us to recruit these peasants here. So we'll say one there. I don't know whether they're peasants or villagers. I'm not really too sure. The terms are interchangeable. I think we know what I mean. And then we'll head over back to the left-hand side. So as I said, the idea is that you have to increase the size of your kingdom, expand, and do that sort of thing. You can do that by removing some of the trees. So I will do that. So you can see once we order that, we'll have a worker come along, and they will knock that down. We'll go back to the centre, and it's going to say stand here to get another bowman. So they're called bowmen there. Build, expand, defend. Archers, bowmen, the terms are interchangeable again, I think you understand there. So as you can see, as soon as we get control fully, you can see they're now starting to shoot because they're going to shoot the rabbits, and they give us coin when they get hit because this is a 100% capitalistic society. And there you go. So I'm going to rush on the left-hand side to remove some of these trees. Now you have a day-night cycle as well as the seasons. The seasons we're not concerned about because you don't have it in the first couple of islands. It slowly introduces you to these mechanics where it's pretty much very easy to survive in the first it's probably 2 or 3 islands quite easy. After that, it can be quite problematic, and in fact, I would go on to say quite difficult later on if you don't plan for certain things. But we're removing all of these trees, and what will happen is the biome will change. So you can see the trees at the front here will be removed, and then in the background they also fall over, and then we can get to building some of these defenses. Now you have the day-night cycle, as I said, and there's a hermit or a trader or something coming along. They will be on the map on the right hand side, I believe. I'm actually going to go to here and build another defense there. If we go to the right, we'll be able to see his camp, which is, yes, there's that camp there. So he comes basically throughout the day, and he'll take shelter in your camp at night so he doesn't get attacked, and then he'll head back, and that's why he pays us so much money. The horse is a bit tuckered out, so I'm going to stop and let it eat some grass there, and you get your sort of stamina back on it. You get loads of different mounts and things like that, and yeah, we can see that we probably can get another archer because there's a villager on the left that doesn't have a job. I'm also going to upgrade this to a proper little camp there, and we get our coat of arms, which is just plain weird. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Is it a griffin or an eagle? I think it's supposed to be like an eagle's head. Yeah. Cool, that's not too bad. Anyway, we've got these fences around the back, which indicates that this is now like a safe biome, so there's nothing going to be spawning here. Not that we have any great problem with that anyway, but it means that outside of it, if we go to the left, you'll notice that all of this is now changed. So the trees are being removed in the background. The foreground, obviously, the trees removed in the background. They've gone. And this will eventually become like a sort of plains and sort of prairie land type of affair. But we don't get, which means we'll get spawns of rabbit. However, in the forest you do slow down, but you also get deer, which we can see over there. Now it's going to nighttime, and that's when we get the greed assaulting. So we don't want to stay outside really at all while that happens, because we'll be assaulted. Obviously, with this being the first day of the first island, it's not going to be problematic, but later on you get all different manner of enemies, and all different problems to work around and traverse. We can build some defenses. Actually, we can't build some defenses because we don't have the money. What I'm going to do is go over to the right here and just give 1 coin to that villager there, and they will become a villager. Peasants and then villagers. That's why I call them peasants at the moment, and then villager when we get them, and then we give them the job. But yeah, there you are. Anyway, so it is now nighttime. Everybody comes inside the walls for defense. We should probably have 2 greed, I think, for the first wave. And then what I'm going to do is I'll get my money off this trader, and then I'm going to rush one side or the other. I think I'm going to rush to the right-hand side. Now, the reason for that is the map is not infinite. It will eventually stop. And we're trying to find... Actually, what I'm going to do is... I've only got 1 coin, so we can't do that. And there's some greed there attacking, and they're dead. I was going to show you what they're like in case you didn't know, but basically they look like Jawas. Basically they have like a green robe on, and well, instead of like orange eyes, this weird purpley swirl in the center. Anyway, as I was saying, yes, I need to rush to one side or the other. The map is not infinite, and on one side of the map we'll have a dock with a portal, and on the other side we'll have a mountain with a portal. Now, the mountain with the portal we can't do anything with. That's not something we can even deal with at this stage. Later on, you can get a bomb and blow it up and pacify the island entirely. However, at this stage in the game, we cannot do anything about it. But I want to know where it is, because if you destroy it, you'll be able to build a lighthouse, which means when you come back to the island, there's our money there from the trader, and then I'll give him 1 coin to go back. I don't know why we have to pay him to go back, but there you are. I'll also spend that money on upgrading this defensive wall, and then I will head over here, and I think there's a person there to recruit. Yes, there is. So yeah, I need to figure out where this stuff is. The big portal we can't do anything with, but the other portal, we can destroy that, build a lighthouse, and then when we come back, and there are reasons to come back, we'll hopefully not see much degradation of the centre there. So another little village, so we'll pass that, that's all fine, and we'll probably stop here to have a little let the horse rest and stuff, because there's no point in rushing it as fast as possible and getting to the end. We do seem to have a... Well, this is... It requires 3 gems, and we don't have any gems at the moment, and I don't think we'll get them, but it looks to be an archer, because you can see the boss here with some stuff in it, so that might give us... Oh, actually, that might be the... I think that is the guy that gives us a big catapult thing. Anyway, on the right-hand side, we can see there is the portal, so there's nothing we can do about that, so we know it's on the right-hand side, so the place we need to go is... technically not on the left. You can finish this island and a couple of others by just sort of sitting around in our current location, but I do want to try and pacify this as much as possible. As you go to different islands, you'll encounter more challenges, and also they'll be bigger. and you'll have intermediate portals where instead of having a portal on the far left and right, because the map is longer, you'll have them in certain intervals, which you can destroy and then upgrade and do all that sort of thing. But I'm just trying to overwhelm it. As you can see on the left-hand side there, we do have a couple more villages, which I will give them a little coin to. There we go. And this wall has now been upgraded, so that is fine. In terms of money, I am pretty much skint. On the top right is where we have our money, and I have a coin. What I'm hoping is that we have some archers wander around the left-hand side who are, yes, they are actually going to hunt. So I'm going to get those coins and then spend said coins on upgrading this wall. Now, upgrading the wall sometimes can be problematic. You don't really want to do it. As a rule, in general, certainly you don't want to do it at night, but when it comes close to night, you don't want to do it as well. But that guy was standing right there. I know there wasn't going to be any travel time. We should be fine. And this archer hasn't ran back yet. So you can see they are actually hunting there, and they're not actually that great apparently at hunting rabbits, apart from that bit there. And I'm going to stand next to them, and they have all manner of coins. This thing here is like an area where we can get farmland, but we are quite a ways away from that sort of thing at this stage. So we've got several people in the centre here without jobs. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. So 3 more archers. We've got no more coin though, but that means we'll have a couple of these bowmen, archers, you get the idea, on either side. We haven't yet got this defensive point, which we probably will do, but we'll have to see how we get on. Now, in the previous game, if I destroyed this tree, it would have destroyed this village. And I'm not too sure whether that is still the case in this game. I hadn't checked it up. I'll probably check it up later on. But I'm not going to do that anyway, because we know that there's nothing for us on the right-hand side. We know that we've got another couple of villages, but that's the only thing. Here's the greed coming in now, but we have got a slightly better wall. And the advantage is we got a lot more archers. Now, that is that defeated straight away. No bother whatsoever. What I'm going to do is wait here, and I'm going to wait for the coin, and then we'll hand it back, and then we're going to rush to the far left. The reason for that is we know for a fact that the dock is on the far left. However, I also want to know what else is there. And we'll see when we investigate. So we'll wait for the sunrise, and we'll get paid. And we can also now upgrade this. You get different technology levels as well. You can only access by going to different islands and getting that technology, which is why there is reasons to come back to the previous ones if you want to go for a full completion and pacification on it. Anyway, we're just rushing on the far left here, just quickly running as fast as we can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that tree, and that tree, and then continue going. And I expect to find the boat, because it can only be on the left-hand side. That's what you use to go between the different islands, by the way, a boat, because air travel has not yet been invented. And I'm also going to try and find the dock, but my horse is apparently really tuckered out, so we'll have to just go at a slow speed. And I reckon we're going to see, yeah, that thing there. So we've had this thing just crash down in front of us now, which I was expecting. It is a griffin, I think it is. Essentially, it is a really good mount, but it requires 2 gems, which we don't have. This is the broken boat, as you can see, and then on the left, the dock. So this is where we have to get to in order to crack on and go to the next island. However, we've just come across a chest here which gives us a lot of coin, which is one of the things that you can find, and then there's also another one, so we are going to be quite rich by the time we get back. And we can also now listen to the lovely, relaxing, serene music, apart from the one that sounds like Blade Runner, which isn't so much relaxing, but just nostalgic. Very synthy. Anyway, we're going to drop some coin to these guys here and then continue our quest to the left. And we have something else here. This is a statue which requires, or a ruin which requires, again, 3 coin, which we've got coin, but we don't have any gems. So I guess I'll pick up all of these, and we're going to get close to a full bag, and that means that, yes, the coins now start dropping out of our pocket. On the left, we can see that portal that I mentioned. I'm not going to get too close because, quite frankly, it can hit you. You'd have to be very close in order for it to hit you, but there you are. So this thing here looks to be, I think that's the archer one. And when you upgrade these, you can unlock them with the gems, and then you activate them with the coin. And unlike in the previous game, where you would activate them temporarily, once you've activated them, they stay active for the entire thing. So it's a lot more of a campaign rather than sort of separate little islands in this game, which is why I think this is just the definitive game to play. If you're going to get into Kingdom, this is the one to get. Anyway, we're going to continue on to the right-hand side and back to our village. You can see we're just passing some people there, running through all of the forest, which is very, very nice indeed. But it also does take a little bit of stamina off the horse there, so we're not able to run. I'm not stopping there, by the way. This is the game. Just this horse has run out of stamina. If I try to sprint, you can see it rears up and is not happy about that at all. So we'll slowly head to the right-hand side. We'll get back in more than enough time, which should be perfectly fine. And what I want to do is recruit probably another couple of builders, another couple of archers, and maybe even, if we are very, very lucky, we might be able to get an upgrade on the centre. So let's go for a builder. I'm going to upgrade the centre, which is successful, and that's actually putting the walls in automatically. That's why I didn't previously build these walls here, because there was no point, because they automatically get built sort of, I wouldn't say for free, I would more say the term is inclusive when you build this centre. So there we are. We can also see that we have more stuff coming from the right, and we need stone technology in order to upgrade this, but we currently don't have it. I'm going to drop some coin here for these guys. So there's one coin, there's the second coin. And then we'll rush there. So yeah, we don't have the stone technology in order to do that. So what I'm going to do is upgrade this so we have at least someone there. This thing here is actually quite important. This is a farmer, and that gives us the farm tools. At the moment, we don't have a farm, but I do plan on getting a farm today. So let's just see what happens here. That is day 4, and the merchants got us paid there. You get merchants on the first 2 islands. I think after that it's a bit different. It does change. So this here right in front of us is a farm area, but I'm not going to build on that. I'm actually going to go straight ahead and unlock that because I want to clear all of this forest. Removing that last tree essentially removes the boundary for the forest, and because there's no trees all the way along here, this will be completely cleared up to this location here. And what I want to do is find a point that we have a big stone rock, so this one here where we can put a defensive tower on, and then a point like this one which is a wall. That's what we're looking for, and we found both. And then these ones back here we can then upgrade 1, 2, 3 to get a farm. Not only that, we can upgrade the farm to something else, which I'll not spoil them, we can do that later on. So that guy's removing that. I'm hanging around, but I don't know why, because it's going to take quite a while. So I will rush back to the right-hand side. You can see I've not bothered upgrading that wall or putting a defensive point on there. I find it to be a bit of a false economy at this stage. Looking at this quickly, we've got 3 people who can work. So we'll say 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 people who are now farmers. So they'll pick that up and then they'll go, oh, there's actually a 4th one that we can possibly get. So I will take that opportunity and get that. While I'm on the right hand side, I'm going to stand next to these and see if any of them are going to get me paid. It doesn't look like they are, and it's unreasonable to expect them to do that anyway, because they're heading inside the forest, and the only thing in the forest to hunt at this stage, in fact, I think at any stage, the only thing to hunt is a deer. That's the only things you can hunt. And oh wow, this person has been hunting quite well, which means I can show you the second upgrade on this farm, which is a water mill. And it's very important that we get that built and get the defences built. And the reason for that is what happens is, do I want to go there? I think I do. What happens is you get the farmland like that, and the people who work on the farm will come here, tend to it, but at night they'll go back to the main city centre. However, with the watermill, they'll stay there, which means they don't have nowhere near enough travel time, which means more yield on your crops. So as you can see, I've not gone any further than here. That guy's actually automatically jumped in that one, which is fine. I'm more concerned about spending money on that and getting upgraded and moving the forward point. And there it is, it's being moved forward like that. You can see we've got our coat of arms up. And that's now upgraded. Okay. Let's get it upgraded to the next tier. So we found where the portal is that we can't destroy on the right. We can see the portal on the left that I don't think we can... I don't know if we can destroy it yet, because I don't know if we get the ability to do so in this game, and also it's quite risky at this stage. You can see all the farmers are going to the left hand side. That'll give us a nice amount of money. We could also build the other farm further forward, but I think they automatically build what they can, and well, There's us getting paid, and here's some of the greed coming. Now, we obviously have this wall. We have a nice little heightened tower, which gives them a nice little overarching fire. The problem is that the accuracy on the archers is not that great, and it doesn't matter how many archers you have. There has been times where RNG can just mess you up completely. So we can never rule that out. So I'm going to rush to the right-hand side, and I will get a couple more villages. We'll also see what this is like. Actually, I'll upgrade this if I can, which, yes, I can. Here we go. And then we'll go to the right. 1 coin, and then 2 coin, and then we'll run back. So not only are we upgrading this to the highest level that we possibly can at this stage, we've got the other stuff as well. Okay, so we'll rush to the left-hand side, and it's now day 5, so we will get some coin, and we've now just been paid. Excellent. And what we'll also do is spend some of that coin on another archer, I think, and another farmer. The music's so good in this game. I mean, it completely changes tune when you're getting absolutely hammered by the assault, and you get horrible blood moons and things like that, which we'll not discuss yet. Now, I could have want to remove some of these trees, and I think I will order the demolition of them, because that'll clear a whole swathe of land for us to, you know, run past, so that's fine. You can see the land is being changed over here to now farmland, and they are tending crops as well, which is good. Oh, yeah, there's the workers. I think we'll get another couple of workers. I think that's the next thing that I'm going to invest in. We do have the villages, but I don't know if I have the money for... No, I have 1 coin. That's nowhere near enough. We need 3 coins in total for those. But we do have a lot of archers, which seem to be hanging around the right-hand side. The problem with that is the only thing that we can hunt in here is deer. And the deer, if they get hit, will run away as fast as possible. And there's, well, unless you hit them a couple of times, they're not going to go down. So stacking on the right-hand side is one of the problems we're going to see here. The game is far from perfect. It can be quite annoying at times. There's the odd glitch here and there, nothing to write home about, nothing that I can sort of recall that's game breaking, but certainly things like the archers going on the right hand side rather than the left, it would be nice to have a bit more control over them, but I guess that's sort of one of the decisions that's been deliberately made. You can see all this has been removed there. We could, if we want to, build here as a forward outpost. The ones in the forward outpost, they don't get attacked, so any post like this outside will not be assaulted, so that's one of the things to take note of. That's a general overview of rule of thumb, by the way. They can be attacked, but that attack comes from different creatures, not those smaller greed that we've seen. And good grief, this farm is really getting us paid massively. You see, we can upgrade this one in the centre, but there's no point at the moment because everybody's working. It's fanned out to quite a decent degree there. So I'm going to get another builder there because I think that would be of some benefit, and I'm going to upgrade this town centre, and we should have enough money for that, and there we go. We will build this to the next level, which we can see is actually made of wood in a moment. And there's our there's our thing fully upgraded. Excellent. Okay, that's what we like to see. I think I'm going to rush the left hand side in the morning as well to hire some more people because they're just outside there. One of the great things about the farmers when they group up here is you can just basically, if you want to get paid, you stand there at night and you don't have to get paid. So we're waiting for the attack to come. They send the attacks from the closest portal to your base, and they'll arrive as the moon gets to its zenith at the top there. So literally as soon as it hits there, they're already attacking the wall and they have already been destroyed, and now we're going to run off as fast as possible because we know that there's no more coming. Unless I've got it wrong, in which case it'll be a very, very short series. When we get hit, we don't immediately die. We lose coin and then gems, and then if we had them, obviously, which we don't, followed by our crown. And if they take your crown, it's game over. We can, if we want to, start to build that boat, but I think we'll probably leave that. I want to get, let's say, a couple more people, but I think there are actually quite far to the left. I probably should have gone to the right because that's a better location for us, but we've gone this way. Day 6. So we will get that guy paid, and then we'll run back to the right-hand side there. And you can see this is all lit up by our nice little little torch. As I mentioned previously, you can get different mounts. I won't spoil what those mounts are, but needless to say, they are all different fantasy creatures and weird and wonderful things. I've actually just been going back. I'm going through for the first time the Shogun setting. It's pretty much the same game with some minor tweaks. It's not like a paid for DLC or anything. It just comes with it, and that changes a couple of things. Instead of the pikemen, which you won't see for a little while, we get, I don't know what they're actually called. Either way, they've got like throwing stars and things like that. Are they shinobi? I'm not sure. Anyway, they hide in the trees, which actually it's like a bamboo forest, and it's really dense. So there's just a little tweaks and changes there to give it a little bit more life, which I always appreciate. Anyway, we have enough coin to go to the right-hand side and actually get more coin. I should just say, yeah. We'll get coin, and there we are. We have now been paid. I'll pay him back. And this person wandering back and forward, you can see that's holding like a book and got the feather in his cap. He's the banker. You can pay him money, and he will give you stuff, which is always useful. I say pay money, he'll give you interest, is the better term. So we'll get those two guys paid up. We're going to go quick to the right-hand side. Actually, do you want to go any further? No, because the night is slowly setting. But I've strategically started to drive this deer. So if I stand here, hopefully it'll try and run away. No, it's just turned around and ran the opposite way. Oh, well, not too much of a problem. So as I said, we don't have access to like stone technology just yet. I'm going to get another farmer like that. And probably another archer, and finally another builder, and that should do us quite nicely. We'll upgrade that one. We will probably upgrade this one. Now we don't have to do any of this, but getting those upgrades will help us in the future. We have to think longer term, and as you can see, the farm is just paying loads of money, just loads of money. You get a farm up and running early and you are very much set for life there. Until this season changes where stuff can't grow, which is a thing, and that's a very nice background in there. I don't think anyone can accuse the game of being ugly. I mean, maybe low fidelity, high prettiness, if that's a thing. So there's the archers. I'm not going to... Do I want to upgrade this? I'm not too sure whether we want to upgrade them or not. I'm going to get a couple more archers, and I'll upgrade this to the first tier. And I'll upgrade the left one also to the first tier. And I'm going to run to the left to where all of the farmers are, stand there, and we get paid. Job done. Right. So, I think the best course of action is wait for this attack to finish and then send the workers to get that boat built. I think that's what we'll do. So they're smashing that wall, but they're not going to last long with all these archers. And there we go. So we'll quickly rush the left-hand side. We know that that's where the boat is, so it won't take long at all to get that sorted. Be past the griffin. I mean, if you're giving someone directions, yeah, straight into the forest, just past the griffin that's on the floor, and then you should find a derelict boat. And we will spend the money on getting this boat not built, but certainly get it, well, ready to be built. What happens is you order it, which we've now done, and the workers will come along and start to build the thing. I'm going to rush to the right because it's going to take a while for the builders to get there and a while for them to actually build the thing. And as you can see, they're nowhere near. Oh, they're starting to come now. Okay, that's fine. And I also want to go at the merchant to get paid there as well. More farming success, which is good. And we'll stand next to him. Say, hello there, can I have some coin? So he like opens the jacket and goes, there you go, there's some coin, and we're pretty much okay. We'll rush to the right while we're here. We know there's a village literally just outside, and we'll say, there's a coin for you, and there's a coin for no one that haven't spawned yet. I think you might get 1 or 2 a day. I'm not entirely sure. But that's all that's sorted. So rush to the left to get the... Do you want to upgrade this? I'll upgrade that one, and I'll upgrade this one, so we know we're fully upgraded. So wood technology is what we're maxed out on at this stage. That will increase as we progress on. So lots of archers here and lots of builders. You can see they're now running back. So they've probably been redirected. All of them would have rushed this side because that was the only build option available for them. So I've told them to knock that off and instead build the side. You can see this thing's still on the floor there. All took it out, the horses, and that's getting built on the left hand side, as you can see there. So they're putting all of the planks on. They put the ribs in and all of the reinforcements, and they're just putting the planks on. And once they're done with that, we'll be able to put it in the water. They've also got the, by the look of it, the rudder on. So it's just going to cost me. Oh, they've also put the handrails on as well. It'll cost us a little bit of money to get that in the water, and what they'll do is escort it to the left hand side and to where we got this bell. What you do is you ring the bell, people come in here, and then you can go to the next island, which will be probably next episode. What I'll probably do is go ahead and make sure that we've got everything that we can from this island. We'll get a couple more archers, a couple more builders, fill up our bag with money because you take all of that with you. We'll ring the bell and we'll go to the next island. We'll also make sure I've got all of the things that I can get from this island. Obviously we've got a lot of things. We've seen a lot of things that we can't do anything about because we haven't got any gems, but hopefully I'll check the rest of it and make sure that everything is alright. As the sun is setting on day something or other. Is it less than 10? I'm not too sure. What day are we on? Day 7, so we've done a week in the game. There you go. Either way, hope you have enjoyed. Oh, that's some stuff falling out my pocket. I might as well spend some money then. Either way, we're going to leave it there. Hope you enjoyed this little chillax on Kingdom, and hopefully next episode will be next episode and subsequent ones will be this similar sort of thing. As always, hope you have enjoyed it and the series for what it is thus far. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care and generic partings.